So you eat fermented foods like kimchi and sauerkraut, have kefir with your cereal, or perhaps you even take probiotics. But what about the vape that you hit last night, or the drinks that you had on the weekend, or the pesticides on your salad, or perhaps the stress you carry all day? Maybe you forgot the fact that you've taken a few rounds of antibiotics in the past. These things are wrecking your gut microbiome, and most people have no idea. In this video, I'll show you real tips on how to improve your gut health. Welcome to Ed Nutritionist. My name is Ed, and I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist specialising in athletic performance and weight management. And today we're discussing gut health and how crucially important it is to look after it. So let's have a closer look at your gut and some practical tips on how to improve its health. Your gut holds nearly 40 trillion bacteria. That's a lot more than human cells, so you're basically a walking ecosystem. Tip number 1 is to eat a wide variety of plant foods to feed a diverse microbiome. These microbes basically turn fiber into brain-fueling fatty acids, make B vitamins, and produce up to 90% of your serotonin. So tip number 2 is to include prebiotic foods like garlic, oats, and bananas daily. Around 70% of your immune system lives in your gut, so tip number 3 is to cut down on artificial sweeteners like aspartame and others found in things like zero sugar fizzy drinks to protect your gut lining. Your gut talks to your brain via the vagus nerve, affecting mood, recovery, and mental clarity. So tip number 4 is to stimulate it with deep breathing, movement, or cold exposure. I do the Wim Hof method and it works fantastically. And the last one that most people miss: your gut microbes are damaged by alcohol, vape chemicals, and pesticide residue on unwashed salads, fruit, etc. So tip number 5 is to try to reduce alcohol consumption, skip the vape, and wash produce properly to protect your microbiome. When my digestion is off, I definitely feel it the next day in training, my sleep, and my mood. So here we have a selection of foods, and I want you to see if you can give yourself a pop quiz as to which are prebiotic foods and which are probiotic foods. So these are the probiotic foods, okay? These include foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, we've got natural organic yogurts, also things like kefir, and most of the time it will say live cultured or live yogurt with live cultures. We've also got miso and of course probiotic pills as well. What's crucial to remember is also this is the sauerkraut, but so is that. They're both sauerkraut, but this one's been pasteurized, which means it's been heat treated, and that is not pasteurized. That means when it's pasteurized, it's heat treated so the good bacteria get killed off in the pasteurization process. Still healthy, but you don't get the same benefits as a live cultured sauerkraut. So you want to try and go for anything that has live cultures there. Usually you can actually tell the difference between the live cultured and the non-live cultured by the fact that the live cultured one is a bit more stinky. It's a bit stinkier because it contains the bacteria. And these bacteria are things like lactobacillus or bifidobacterium, etc. So you want to try and look for raw and unpasteurized kimchi and sauerkraut. Things like kombucha as well. And kefir are also fantastic probiotics. And these foods here are prebiotic foods. Okay, so these are the foods that will help feed the bacteria, the good bacteria in your gut. So when you eat these probiotic foods, foods that are covered in good bacteria, we also want to make sure that we feed those good bacteria down the line. So you eat prebiotic foods to help support the probiotic nature of these foods. So that includes things like leeks, green bananas, onions, garlic, sweet potato, any sorts of nuts and seeds. Also fibrous vegetables and fruits are fantastic. So prebiotic foods here and probiotic foods here. And we have to make sure that we have both in our diet. So there we have it, tips on how to improve your gut health. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more nutrition breakdown videos. Stay consistent, guys. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you on the next video.